Why would a merchant buy things nobody wants and sell them for less than he paid? In the heart of a crowded ancient marketplace, a young boy noticed this strange man. People shouted, bargained, and hurried to make their fortunes. But this old merchant moved quietly, doing something no one understood. He bought rotten fruits, cracked pots, twisted silver, all things others dismissed. What puzzled the boy most was how the man sold these goods for less than he paid. Day after day, he watched this strange ritual. The townsfolk whispered, "He must be mad. Who loses money on purpose?" The boy wondered quietly, why does he do this? Unaware that this mysterious merchant would soon change everything the boy believed about value and price. If you're curious like the boy, watch part 2 tomorrow. Follow at JajanTracker on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram so you don't miss it. Download JajanTracker free today and take control of your spending.
What if the greatest wisdom in the market comes from the one nobody listens to? In a crowded market where everyone chased coins and prices, a young boy searched for the secret to mastering it all. One day, he noticed a man, older, calm, and called a fool by others. Unlike the rest, this fool carried no purse, no ledger, yet moved with quiet purpose. Curious, the boy followed him quietly, wondering why this fool did not chase wealth like the others. At a small stall, the fool smiled gently at the merchant and accepted a simple fruit. No bargaining, no counting of coins. The boy finally asked, "Why don't you try to earn more?" The fool looked up, his eyes soft as the morning sun. The true price isn't in the coins you hold, but the peace you keep. The boy felt something stir inside. A quiet truth lost in the noise of the market. He chose to walk beside the fool, learning that mastering the market begins with mastering oneself. Want to know what the boy learns next? Watch part 3 tomorrow. Follow at JajanTracker on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram so you don't miss it. Download JajanTracker free today and take control of your spending. Today, the boy will discover the old man's secret. For days, he watched a merchant lose money on purpose, buying what nobody wanted, selling for less than he paid, yet always smiling. The boy trails the old man through narrow alleys, past the crowded streets, past the smell of spices and smoke. They stop at a small wooden hut. The door creaks open. Inside, piles of gold coins, stacked, counted, shining in the dim light. Not stolen, not fake, real, heavy. The boy's heart races. How can a man who loses money every day have more gold than the king's guard? On one shelf, he sees old leather books, not filled with prices, but with names. What secret could turn a fool into the richest man in the market? Find out in part 4 tomorrow. Follow at JajanTracker on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram so you never miss a story. Download JajanTracker free today and take control of your spending.
Everyone laughed at him until they saw his gold. 4 days, the boy watched the old man buy what nobody wanted and sell it for even less. Yet somehow, this fool is the richest man in the market. The boy followed him home and found a room stacked with gold coins. Now he finally dares to ask the question burning in his mind. Why do you trade like that? The old man's eyes glint in the dim light. Because price is not the same as value. The boy tilts his head, confused. But isn't the goal to make profit? The old man smiles, slow, certain. That's why most people stay poor. In gold and in respect. The boy stares, still lost. He doesn't understand yet. Understanding is just out of reach for now. Find out in part 5 tomorrow. Follow at JajanTracker on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram so you never miss the story. Download JajanTracker for free today and take control of your spending.
They left the city before the sun even rose. What the old man did next would change the boy's view of wealth forever. The day before, the boy learned the old man's secret. He wasn't chasing profit. He was chasing value. But the boy still didn't understand what that meant. Before dawn, the old man woke him. They walked beyond the city walls into quiet villages. He gave broken pots to villagers for free. He helped mothers carry spoiled fruit, so their children could eat. No coins were exchanged, no bargaining took place. The boy finally asked, why? The old man smiled. Because kindness is the most expensive currency, and also the most profitable. As they continued, the boy noticed something strange. The names in the old man's ledgers were the very people they helped that morning. For the first time, the boy began to see a different kind of wealth. But in the market, not everyone understood this kind of wealth. And soon people would try to copy the old man and fail. Find out in part 6 tomorrow. Follow at JajanTracker on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram so you never miss the story. Download JajanTracker for free today and take control of your spending.
Have you ever seen someone so trusted? They could change an entire market with a single purchase? Previously, a boy followed a strange old merchant. He discovered that the man lost money on purpose, yet was the richest in the market. Before sunrise, the man gave to the poor and gained a wealth beyond gold. Now, whispers began to spread in the market about this strange old man. Other merchants tried to copy him. They lowered their prices, hoping to win his customers. But nobody came. Meanwhile, more and more people visited the old man, not to buy goods, but to seek his advice. Whenever he bought something unusual, people noticed. Soon, others would rush to buy the same thing. And by the next day, its price would rise. The boy finally understood. The old man was not just selling goods. He was shaping the market with trust. But the old man still had one final lesson, and it would test everything the boy had learned. Tomorrow, part 7, the final part where the truth is revealed. Follow at JajanTracker on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram so you never miss the ending. Download JajanTracker for free today and take control of your spending. What if one day you lost everything? Previously, the boy learned from an old merchant who sold for less than he paid, yet became the richest man in the market because he traded in trust and value. Years later, the boy had become a merchant himself. But one night, a fire destroyed all he had: his goods, his money, his tools. The next morning, he stood at his empty stall and saw people lining up. Confused, he asked, "Why are you here?" They answered, "Because we trust you. Price is temporary. Value is what remains when price is gone. Just like tracking your money, what you value decides what stays. That's why I use JajanTracker. Thank you for following this journey from the first part until now. The lesson is yours now. Follow at JajanTracker on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram for more stories that change how you see money. Download JajanTracker for free today and take control of your spending.